Bye.
Bye. Love you. Hey guys, this is Sophia and today I'm here with a new series on my YouTube channel called Quarantine Hobbies. In the last 2 months of being in quarantine, I've definitely taken up some new hobbies that I am excited to share with you, but also take you on the journey with me. The very first hobby that I've really taken up is bread making / baking in general, and I've been kind of inserting clips here and there in my vlogs, but I feel like it's just way easier to do kind of separate videos. So that's why today I'm attempting to recreate Josh Weissman's sourdough starter as well as his sourdough bread in a future episode. So if you're interested in seeing me recreate that, definitely stay tuned. But this time I'm doing the sourdough starter from scratch the way it's supposed to be, which is just flour and water. I will also leave the link for his sourdough starter in the description box if you have no idea what I'm talking about and you want to watch his video yourself. I discovered him during quarantine and I am in love with his video and editing style, and he's kind of hilarious. This is my first time recreating something he's made, so hopefully it goes well because that will show me that future recipes that he shares and recipes that I want to try, I will have a little bit more faith in them if this goes well. I'm just going to go straight in and hopefully you will find this video very interesting, but otherwise I will see you on day 7 with hopefully the sourdough starter active and ready to make some sourdough bread.
Never ever meant to be so sour, baby. Running out of steam every day, be the same. Living like this, testing all my patience. Need a bit of you every time I drink. Like a love, like a love. They all want something now. I don't got the time to go and fuck around. See my eyes got money bags, I don't rest. I might be a Nike fiend, I need my checks. Headed for the limelight, ain't just hype, it's not overnight. I take my advice, I'm gonna do this right. Feeling nice, what's the price? Yeah, do not living twice. Yeah, my fam on my spine, yeah. Green be getting sliced like a lime. Never ever meant to be so sour, baby. Running out of steam every day, be the same. Living like this, testing all my patience. Need a bit of you every time I drink. Like a love, like a love.
So as the video is rolling, I really wanted to quickly say something. Unlike his sourdough starter video where he only showed 3 to 4 days, I thought it would be way more beneficial for you, especially since I'm recreating his sourdough starter, to kind of show you the process for all 7 days, just so you can see how my starter progressed as the days went on. I also really wanted to quickly say that actually after day 3 was when my scale broke, so I actually had to throw away the initial starter I made that you see from day 1 to 3. So day 4 onwards is actually technically a new starter, but obviously I followed his recipe and made it the same way, so it really shouldn't have changed anything. So my third disclaimer is actually, as you continue watching this video, I end up doing his sourdough starter and showing you my sourdough starter for an extra couple of days. And the reason is because I personally don't intend on making bread every single day. I don't usually have bread every single day. I just enjoy the process and I do like to eat it once in a while. So because of that, I also watched his sourdough starter mastery guide, which I will also link in the description box. And in that video, he mentioned how you could store your sourdough starter if you don't plan on feeding it every day because you don't plan on baking every day. So the reason why this video is extra long compared to his original starter video is actually because I decided to show you the sourdough starter the day I put it in the fridge for an entire week, and then the day I took it out of the fridge the entire week. So for day 8, I show you the 8th day of me making my sourdough starter, and then I skip straight to day 15 where my sourdough starter has spent an entire week in the fridge. And while that clip is rolling, I'll explain to you how long I kept it in the fridge and my process, but for now, I really wanted to share those 3 disclaimers with you so you understand where I was coming from while I was filming this video for you.
I've been on my way up, now it's really far down. I don't think I'll feel it when I hit the ground. In October it feels like summertime. I keep falling for you like every night. Been communicating through satellites, yeah.
And now we have reached day 8 where I am going to be putting my sourdough starter in the fridge for an entire week just to see how it fared. I actually learned that after you feed your sourdough starter, you should actually let it rise room temp for a couple of hours before you put it in the fridge. So that's exactly what I did. I actually let it rise for 3 hours before I put it in the fridge. So then by the time the 3-hour time frame came along, it had actually already risen a little bit. So that's when I put it in the fridge. And then day 7, so after a full week in the fridge, I took it out 5 hours before I was going to feed it, just so it would have time to come back to room temperature, which again is what he mentioned in his video. And I actually noticed that on that day, because my apartment and the weather in general was extra warm, it actually rose a little bit as it was coming back to room temperature before falling again. So I did want to mention all of those things to you. And obviously you can see how I am feeding it and everything is still the same. Here is my starter in my pasta sauce jar. I realized after editing it, I totally forgot to film an outro. Let me just put my starter in the fridge. So next Sunday, I'm actually going to be uploading his ultimate no-knead sourdough bread that I recreated just to see if it worked, because you know, I recreated sourdough starter, so why not try his bread recipe? So if you're interested in watching that video, definitely stay subscribed so you can see that in your subscriptions box next Sunday. But otherwise, if you have any questions that I did not answer during the voiceover or anything, let me know in the comments down below and I will be sure to answer them. And I will see you next Sunday for sourdough bread. Bye.